Good morning, everybody. It's another episode of Saturday Morning Magic. I'm Matt, not that Matterhorn Matt. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to keep this one a little bit short today. Hopefully not an hour, maybe a half hour tops. But yeah, couple big things. They are done with the lower level decorating on the castle, and I have to say that the decorations they do look good. Um, the construction is going to go vertical really soon. In the back of the castle, they already have walls blocked off for where the crane goes, and this is like the traditional spot where they do it for the dream lights and all that stuff. And yeah, this is my mug of the day, by the way. I seem to be favoring this one a lot lately, Disneyland one. I'm wearing a Disneyland Spirit jersey. I'm at this mode or this stage of planning my trip where it's just like, okay, I think I'm in a good spot, but plans can always change, right? So next off the list, Peoplemover. I was Peoplemover again. If you don't like the Peoplemover, you're weird. But if you like the Peoplemover, you're weird kind of as well, type deal. Because all it is just you sit around and people watch. That's basically it. But it's nice. It's nice, relaxing. It's a great way to get out of the heat, get a nice cool breeze. It's a place to sit. But you do get to go through Space Mountain, see sights that you normally wouldn't see. So it's a fun, relaxing ride. It is, and I'm mad that it did not open, or it's not going to open tomorrow, April 4th. Um, I'm really, 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 really bummed. It would have been a nice Easter present, and for all of us. And I was so I was so hyped to actually write it on my trip on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Um, I'm sad. I really am sad. Um, but yeah, so in terms of my trip, I'm still planning to go to Magic Kingdom first day, but I do have two reservations for dining I made right after our show on last Saturday. For lunch that day, for lunch on Friday, I'm eating at the Grand Floridian Cafe. Um, Never have eaten at a Grand Floridian restaurant. I'm pretty excited. I now my options are: do I walk from the Magic Kingdom to the Grand Floridian, complete that walk, take the monorail back? Because when I'm done with lunch, there's still be an hour before park hopping begins. Do I explore a little bit more? Maybe go to Enchanted Rose, get a drink there. Um, Before I go to Epcot, I don't know. Is Enchanted Rose even open that early? Um, I definitely think I can explore a little bit. Um, but it's going to involve me actually rope dropping Magic Kingdom. I think I've never rope dropped Magic Kingdom, so we'll see. A, if I wake up that early, but B, if I do wake up that early, yeah, I'll try. I'll actually try to do a rope drop. Hello, Wishes. How are you? Thank you for joining. All right, you're seeing. I put this up on the screen. Had breakfast in that 1900 Park Fair. Pleasantly surprised. Love the food and the different type of characters. No, it's not. I think they're using that as overflow for the Grand Floridian Cafe. So I could actually be sitting in that restaurant. Um, and this is lunch. So I looked at the menu. It's a pretty solid menu. Let me look. I'm gonna search this up again because I can be somewhat of a picky eater. Um, a story I like to tell is like for my graduation dinner. Um, or the summer after I graduated college, we went to Disney World. It was one kind of final big hurrah family vacation. We got to see grandma on that same trip, but um, I got to pick any restaurant that I wanted to. It could be the most expensive. I could have picked Victoria and Albert's, and my parents would have been like, "Okay, we'll try to see if we can get a reservation." I could have picked any restaurant, but I picked Coral Reef because of Full House. Um, just you got to eat by the fish tank. That I thought that was so cool, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just do Coral Reef. And it's mostly fish. There was chicken piccata on the menu at the time, which I actually loved. And everybody in my family, there are a couple fish eaters, but everyone in my family either had the chicken or some non-fish dish, and which caught the waiter off guard. um, I was like, oh, okay. Like I was 100% sure um, that I was 100% sure that my dad was going to order fish, but uh, yeah, and yeah, the atmosphere at Grand Floridian, you know what? It is. I think because it's Disney's flagship resort, it's definitely the one that you kind of associate the most with Walt Disney World. I think, besides the Contemporary and the Polynesian. Um, I'm I'm looking forward to walking in and smelling the Grand Floridian air and oh, and I know it's a good 10-15 minute walk in order to get to Grand Flow Cafe, um, which does concern me a little bit. But I'm not sure the boat would be any quicker. Would the boat be quicker? I don't know. Maybe if I'm running, but I don't know. I also want to walk that path as well, kind of see how long it takes. I don't know what's better. So let me know what's better. Um, but yeah, their menu. If you look at the lunch menu, um, it looked pretty standard. They do have some seafood stuff, which uh, I'm okay with. Uh, they do serve on for lunch avocado toast. Um, hmm, interesting, but lots of salads, entrees. They still serve some breakfast. Do you have an Impossible Burger? That actually does sound good. Steak and eggs, the grand breakfast. Um, so it's definitely a mixture of stuff. Tea, non-alcoholic drinks, and they do serve alcohol at lunch. Looks like lots and lots of specialty um, cocktails. Ooh, a Bahama Mama. Might have to get that one. Um, but it looks to be a little bit of breakfast and a little bit of lunch. They still do their eggs Benedict, two poached eggs, toast English muffin, hollandaise, Canadian bacon, and a marinated tomato salad. That actually does sound good. Maybe I'll have that. It'll be a quick in and out for me. I'm gonna be already decided what I want. But yeah, that's one of the restaurants. Now the second restaurant, I'm kind of in shock that I got a dining reservation. I'm probably gonna keep it. It's at Le Cellier. Um, I'm not a big steakhouse person, but I know that there's also non-steak options there. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. So don't get Don't get the burger with lobster. First of all, I can't have lobster, so we're good on that part. But I might get the eggs Benedict. I might get the eggs Benedict. That actually does look good. And they have an Impossible burger. Yeah, because you're talking about the lobster Thermidor burger, an artisanal 7-ounce burger patty. I was going to say 7-pound, and lobster Parmesan Thermidor sauce served on a seared brioche bun with with French fries. Yeah, not a big seafood person, so I'm kind of good with that. But I'm sure because it's not the signature restaurant there. There's other signature places. I think it's more supposed to be more kid friendly flavors. I don't know, but Le Cellier, we actually had a Le Cellier reservation back in March for Flower and Garden of 2020. But of course, COVID-19 made it had other plans for us. That's really I'm gonna say. COVID-19. Hello, Samantha. How are you? Thank you for watching. Yeah, COVID-19 really put the wrench into that. But I know the Cellier. It looks expensive. I know it is expensive. But I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I really do. Again, it's one of those things where I look up on the menu what type of stuff there is. It's going to be a little bit late. I know on the first day, again, they have steak, filet mignons, Asian Impossible dumplings. That might be my go-to. They do have poutine. Their signature poutine. That might just be that much. That might just be my dinner. Is this the poutine there? Poutine and maybe their dessert, one of their desserts. It's gonna be late night. I'm gonna be snacking at Epcot that day. So let me know. Let me know in the comments. First of all, hey, do you feel awkward going to a restaurant and just ordering poutine? Because that looks to be more of like a snack thing. Poutine and maybe the dessert, and and maybe tipping a little bit extra. I don't know, because I don't know if I'm going to actually have an entree there. The entrees don't look all too that. Again, I'm not a steak person. If you look at the entrees, you have the Impossible, but everything is either fish or filet mignon or steak. I might like honestly. It might be just poutine and then maybe the cheesecake. I don't know. Because I definitely want to eat there, but at the same time, I definitely want to eat some snack foods from the booths. Let me know. Yeah, let me know. This is a tough decision to make over here. Yeah, is it a good idea for someone who really doesn't like steak to go to a steakhouse that has a basically a vegetarian option? I'll eat a vegetarian option, but I don't know. Has anybody had like the Asian dumplings at Le Cellier? Should I just go for the poutine? Would it be awkward? Let me know. Um, but day 2, I still have a park pass for Hollywood Studios. But I want to make sure I can get into Epcot as well. Should I just, if there's an Epcot park pass available, should I change it to Epcot? Maybe spend the morning in Disney Springs and maybe go to Hollywood Studios for a second? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out when I can fit in Hollywood Studios or and Epcot, or maybe just take the Skyliner from Disney Springs, or take the Skyliner from Hollywood Studios to, I don't know, the Riviera, and then bus from the Riviera to Disney Springs. That might work. Because isn't it a little bit of a walk to get to the buses for Caribbean Beach? Maybe get off at the Riviera, take a bus to Disney Springs, or maybe just spend the morning and arrive late to Hollywood Studios and maybe ride Slinky Dog Dash there. I'm excited. I am. So you just missed me reveal like my dining choices on the first day. I have no dining reservations on the second day. But my first day, it's Grand Floridian Cafe, and then right now Le Cellier. I really just want to try the poutine. That's basically why I'm going there. You're heading down on April 10th. Are you going to be there on the 15th, 16th, and 17th? Are you going to be in Florida? If so, I would definitely like to either say hi if we're going to be in the parks. I would love that. Or at least try to arrange something. I don't know if I'm going to need this or not. Yes, that is awesome. That is awesome. I'm excited. Yeah, there's a lot of people I need to meet in 2 days. Again, if I've already listed out the people, you'll be there for 5 weeks. I would do something right now, but we're on at 10:30 in the morning, not 10:30 at night like my first one, like my first ever stream. It involves one of these. Let's just say that. The thumbs up. There we go. Yeah. I do have a reservation at the Grand Floridian for one. And these, like, both of my reservations are for one. So I'm sure that they would put me at a table of 2. But my last trip, I met Jenny on accident. She was walking away from Epcot. We were going to ride the Skyliner, or see if we could ride the Skyliner, something like that. Or she was going one way, we were going the other way. I think that's the most important thing. They always do. Yep. But anyway, so I met her passing by in the Crescent Lake area. It was our first night. We had nothing to do. She was just exiting out of Epcot. I think they were doing the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios or something. We were just walking back and forth. But I met her, very nice. I wish it was more than like 5 seconds. Met Aaron a little bit, and then also Tom from Tom Does Disney. But no Tanya. It just happened that we couldn't I couldn't fit in some time for her, unless it was something where we passed each other on accident. But I had other people to consider also in my party as well. that they're on vacation too. And if we're trying to play find the streamer for every single streamer, it would have taken some of the fun out of the trip, let's just say. Um, but yeah, so right now, again, it's Magic Kingdom is my first park pass day, which I'm not giving up the Magic Kingdom one. Um, and then I do have a reservation for Epcot. Now with park hopping, if you have a dining reservation and there's quote unquote no park hopping, can you still get in? I believe you still can, correct? Let me know um, if that isn't the case. Um, with the second day, my park pass again is Hollywood Studios. Now, should my like as I was kind of trying to plan with you guys, should I start at Hollywood Studios, take the Skyliner over to either Caribbean Beach or Riviera? Because at that point there's not going to be a downtown Disney bus. Take a bus there, see if a friend is on property, maybe have them drive or Lyft, Uber. What would be best? I definitely want to take a Skyliner, do at least one Skyliner ride. Um, but then how would I fit in Disney Springs? That's the thing. Do I, after my dinner reservation on day one, do I say, that's it, go to Disney Springs? Or what time does Disney Springs open that day? Let's take a look at that, at Disney Springs hours. Because if it opens early, it opens at 10 a.m., opens the same time as Hollywood Studios. Okay. At least on this calendar. Because if it opened at like 9 a.m., that would be perfect. Spend an hour or two there. Actually, Hollywood Studios open, if I take a look at the month view here, let's take a look at Saturday. Da, 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 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. So it's open the same hours as Epcot. Okay. And then again, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on that. Magic Kingdom's open at 8 a.m. on that day. Park hours are 2 to 9, or that's park hopping hours. I don't know. Maybe on that first day, maybe instead I rope drop the Magic Kingdom, ride a few rides there, go eat lunch with Zach 11:45. That's 3 hours, and then take a bus from Grand Floridian to Disney Springs. Enjoy Disney Springs, boat to Saratoga or Old Key West, or just bus to anywhere, and get or maybe I take a bus to Caribbean Beach, take the Skyliner to Epcot, do my park hopping that way. Does that sound like a good idea? I know it's only 3 hours in the Magic Kingdom, but I don't know. It would be 3.5 hours. So I would have to wake up at 6 a.m. I don't know if I can even sleep that night. I always have trouble the first night. I always have trouble sleeping. Bring my like portable alarm clock, set some alarms in the morning, wake me up at like 6:30. Um, Although I have to wake up 6:30 both days for the stupid park pass, the whatchamacallit thingy. Uh, queue, virtual queue for resistance. So this is going to be very interesting. Um, I think on that Saturday, my brother gets up at what, 3 o'clock in the morning. He works at 5, 6 o'clock. So maybe at like 5 o'clock, he's sending me like a phone call, texting me a phone call. Um, I'll have energy for the first 2 days. It's usually the third day of a trip where I'm like all conked out. But I only have 2 days, so I'll probably be sleeping on the plane. That's one, but it's not an early morning thing. But I don't know. So I'm still playing this out. So it's like I, I want to be guaranteed Epcot on that second day though. Um, should I just get the Epcot Park Pass, spend an hour or two there? But then again, Epcot's always the one that's going to be open the latest. I don't know. How am I going to fit in Disney Springs? I was kind of hoping to stream uh, tonight with Aaron and Roxy on uh, part of uh, part of my world, but that stream's not happening for tonight. It happened last week. I have no idea why I wasn't invited, but a little bummed about that, just to be honest. But it is what it is. Um, but the week before, they were spending some time together. There is a special stream tonight. I can't say what's going to happen on Life with Roxana, but um, it's just a special stream. Um, I no spoilers from me. Um, but yeah, I really do need some advice here because the trip's about a week and a half away now. A little bit under 2 weeks, let's just say under 2 weeks. Um, and I need to still pick up my suitcase. I'd like to thank my aunt for allowing to borrow one of her carry-ons because I don't like checking bags for a 2-day trip. It's 30, like honestly, it's $25 to $30 each way, depending on when you pay for it. So $50 for a large suitcase. I can buy as many souvenirs as possible, but am I really going to buy as many souvenirs that I'm going to need a large suitcase for? Probably not. Let's be honest, probably not. I could buy a suitcase for that same amount of money, or at least put a down payment on it. Because honestly, if it's one trip, one trip, I might as well pay the $50 for the large suitcase and check it rather than buy a new one. But I have aunts and uncles that might love to travel. So sometime during this week, I'm going to pick up the carry-on suitcase. So I can just pack a couple pairs of shorts. Hopefully it's gonna be short weather. If it's long pants weather, I'll screw it. It's gonna be Florida. I'm from Illinois. We've dealt with negative temperatures this year. I'm sure not as cold as Canada, but um, first of all, Disneyland neon spirit jersey. I actually love it. I got this for myself. My brother got me a Disney World spirit jersey, so I'm definitely going to bring a spirit jersey as well. I'm not going to spend too much time in my hotel, but I am going to do I've decided I'm going to do an Instagram live. And maybe a live stream that Thursday night from my room. Kind of give you a room tour. It'll be my first live stream from Disney World. We've gone to the parks live once. And that was thanks to Samantha Lowe. She actually live streamed the Haunted Mansion for us. That was the first time ever I've done anything for my channel has been inside the parks. But but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it live from um, All Star Movies Resort. My flight gets in about 9:30 Eastern time, so it's gonna be a late night Thursday stream. It's gonna be after Tanya's stream. But I'll give a quick tour of the room. We'll kind of talk about my plans for the next couple of days of what I should be doing, and more. Yeah. So welcome for those of you just joining us. We're talking about my future plans for this channel, which it's going to be exciting on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. I'm going to arrive, well, technically it's 16th, 17th only because I'm running late on Thursday, the 15th. I'll be at Walt Disney World. All-Star Movies Resort, a standard room. Hopefully I'll get the duck pond pool. I did request a ground floor room near the pool. So with standard rooms, that's basically asking for a ground floor duck pond area, Mighty Ducks area, which honestly, it looks like a cool area. It's reliving my childhood with the Mighty Ducks. I thought the Mighty Ducks were so cool. If I had to root for a hockey team in the 90s, it probably would have been the Anaheim Mighty Ducks or the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Just remember the cartoon and like how the cartoon and the TV or the movies didn't kind of mash up because the Mighty Ducks cartoons were actually ducks and then it was just a hockey team in the movies. By the way, a standard room, standard location in All-Star Movies is basically the Love Bug, which you're not near a pool. You're kind of the farthest away from everything. It's in the back of the resort. And also the Mighty Ducks. So the Mighty Ducks, you have pool rooms, and but it's closer actually to All-Star Music. It could technically be considered a preferred room for All-Star Music because you're closer to the buses for All-Star Music than All-Star Movies. So if you're running late, want a quick way to the buses when All-Star Music is open, then Mighty Ducks might actually be free. It's a good value for a value resort, considering that you're close to one food court and one resort than you are to the check-in hall of your own one. So you actually might even have like two options. If it's a little bit farther of a walk, not too much, but if the All-Star Music bus is there, I would take that one on the way back. They encourage you to use your own resort buses, but honestly, they don't really check by Magic Band. So if you're staying at the Mighty Ducks and All-Star Music is open, at the end of the day, if there's a music bus, take the music bus and then walk on over. Now, I also have a question for you guys about the McDonald's that's actually on the corner of the All-Star Resorts. Is that McDonald's open 24 hours right now, or is it subject to the curfew that's in Orange County? Because I'm gonna be getting there. I won't have time for dinner. Getting to the airport in Chicago to all the way to my arrival at the resort. There won't be a chance for me to get some food. So is it something where I could walk there, grab maybe like a Happy Meal or something or a quick snack before I go to bed? Maybe take you guys along with. Is that something I can do, or do I just have to kind of like say, here's some snacks, bring some snacks on the plane, try to get an extra, see if I can snag some, although my airline doesn't do snacks right now. Or there's meals not available. Maybe they still do snacks. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe I'll do some research about that as well. But yeah, so All-Star movie. So I'm hoping maybe I should call them ahead just to kind of make sure they've got the requests on file. It's going to be a late night one. If I get like, let's say Herbie, I'm not going to be disappointed, but at the same time, I will be. I'll take anything but Herbie. But the preferred ones are Toy Story, Fantasia, and 101 Dalmatians. Excuse me, because those are the ones that are closest to the All-Star Movies check-in hall. Or at least some of the rooms are preferred. So we'll see. I think at that point they're fitting me in wherever I will, wherever they'll put me. So I don't know, but this is staying there is going to complete my like tic-tac-toe of All-Star Resorts bingo or whatever. I don't know. Tic-tac-toe bingo. That's two different games. But I've stayed at sports. I've stayed at music. This will complete the All-Star trilogy. There we go. So the All-Star Resorts actually are the only pins that I don't have. So I'm going to get a pin for every resort I stay at. So I have a Disneyland hotel pin. I believe I have a Disneyland Resort hotel pin. If not, I need that to change. I might have to look on eBay for that one. But I do have a Port Orleans Christmas pin. I got that thanks to Roxy. I got a Caribbean Beach pin thanks to Roxy again for the Christmas pin. I paid her, and she when she came back to Illinois, she brought them for me. So I'd like to thank her for that. She also got my brother pen. Well, accidentally got my brother a pen. That's another story. So I got those two. Those were two that I needed. I have Animal Kingdom Lodge pen. I've got the old version of the Beach Club pin. There's now a new Mickey version of the Beach Club pin where I might have to get it. It looks pretty cool. It does look pretty cool. So I have beach. I actually do have a Boardwalk pin because we were supposed to stay at Boardwalk over the past year for Flower Garden 2020. We're staying at Boardwalk, partially because of Rise of Resistance. Those are all the resorts I've stayed at. Yeah. All right, Wilderness Lodge. I've got that pin too. So this is the only pin that I need for the All-Stars. And I think they just do one pin for the 3 resorts. So it'll be 3 birds with 1 stone, I guess. Or maybe I just have to get 3 of the same one. I don't know. Trade a couple away. But I'm definitely going to be looking for an all-star pin. I want to visit Pin Central because my brother needs a couple pins as well. Pin Central at Disney Springs. Like, I definitely need to fit in Disney Springs. So should it be the first day or the second day? I'm now starting to think it should probably be the first day because maybe I can fit in Animal Kingdom, go like DHS to Animal Kingdom to Epcot, and do some snacking that way. But I also want to do like the egg hunt, like not the egg hunt, but the scavenger hunt. I think there's a scavenger hunt with the Flower Garden Festival as well. I want to do all that. So there's so much I want to do, so little time. Disney Springs is a much. I think you're probably saying is a must. It is. It really is. In my 2 trips since Downtown Disney became Disney Springs, I've been exactly 0 times. Back in 2020, July 2020, we kind of avoided Disney Springs, kind of watching the live streams at night because of what we were seeing. Just it was was a little bit too crowded for me, being unvaccinated at the time, and just wanted to be the most cautious as possible. It definitely seemed that there was like a lot of crowds, and it wouldn't have been a good experience for me and my brother. The previous time, I just didn't go in 2019. I could have had an opportunity, but I needed at least a morning without my brother traveling. Like on vacation, we wanted it on the lone day. I made it in a lone morning, and then we ate at Sanaa. We came back, ate Sanaa together, which I don't know. Maybe I should see if Sanaa is open. Well, it is open, but the Mara is open now. That's another piece of breaking news is that they're going to open the Mara at Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is on the Jambo House side. Which right now I don't think the Animal Kingdom Lodge Jambo House stand like the regular resort non-DVC rooms. I don't know if they actually have an opening date for those. Which that's real. I think that's a positive sign if they're going to open the Mara and the Jambo House side. Most of the people are staying in the Kidani Village side. You're going to need bus transportation between the two to get there, but they're opening that. It's a little bit of a walk. I don't know if you can even walk that way to get there. In all honesty, you probably can't. You probably can, but I don't recommend it. It definitely is a walk. But there are certain buses, they might have to start like just a larger shuttle for the Mara for that food court, or that quick service area. So more things are opening up in the Animal Kingdom Lodge Jambo House side, which is awesome. And hopefully it means that Animal Kingdom Lodge is going to be the next one to open up, because there's out of all of the resorts, there's still a few that are open. Sports, music, and sport, or All Star. Messing up my words here. All Star, sports, and music are not open. They don't have an opening date yet. The Boardwalk had an opening date for the non-DVC side, but they took that away. I believe the Beach Club might have an opening day now. I'm not sure. We do know that the Polynesian is going to be late July. 2021, after the Moana rooms are done, which they actually look pretty good. I am worried with some of these adding IPs into the rooms. I am worried that with some of them, it's just going to be too much Disney in your face. There are people in parties, in groups, that you have to drag to Disney. Because like, oh, it's Disney, it's kids, it's blah, 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 blah. And you and I both know that it's more than just that, but sometimes they do need a little bit of break. They don't need to see Mickey Mouse as they go to sleep. They don't need to see Disney characters as they go to sleep. And so with some of these resorts, like with the beach club resorts, at least the villas that we see, it just looks like a standard vacation home. Yeah, there's Disney touches. If you look in the carpets in the beach club villas, maybe it's even in the beach club. You have like bubbles, and bubbles have the hidden Mickeys in there. It's subtle touch, but it's not in your face. Now, if you've never seen Moana, you could just think, oh, those are just Polynesian style markings. But you see Maui, you see Moana, you see all these imagery from the 2D portion. Like if you remember that 2D animated portion, you see all that imagery there. And if you're a fan of the movie, you know it's the movie. But if you're not a fan of the movie, you're like, okay, I'm in Polynesia. Okay, it still keeps that overall theming. So I actually give a thumbs up for the Polynesian redo. For the contemporary, rumor has it's going to be Incredibles. Yes, I do know that the contemporary rooms they probably need a refresh. The contemporary in general needs a refresh. Um, but you have these giant Mary Blair murals that I think the Imagineers are tasked with to preserve. They are 50 years old. They are an icon of the Walt Disney World Resort and the contemporary. Um, I think there would be a lot of people that would be upset if those murals, that piece of art, that artwork went away. So I do think the Incredibles would be a good fit because they're a retro, and to try to make the contemporary of more like a retro 50s, 60s style resort rather than the modern day 70s resort. Kind of incorporate that a little bit, but their color scheme is red, and the contemporary is definitely desert. Um, if you don't know, the big concourse where you have all of the Chef Mickey's, I believe the Contempo or cafe is also there. Their quick service Fantasia Market and the Fantasia store. You have all the stores are on the fourth level of the monorail station. Access to the monorail station is on the fourth level. I think the monorail station is technically the fifth level. Um, but all of that, I mean, there's some other things besides the stores as well on that fourth level. It's like the main concourse. It's called the Grand Canyon Concourse. And so it was meant to evoke the Grand Canyon. You have the California Grill, which is at the top. So it was definitely supposed to be like more of like an American style theming, I guess. Um, and that's supposed to be modern. It's now definitely more retro. You got the monorail going through it. And at the time it opened in 1971, you actually had cactuses, these glass cactuses in there from pictures and videos I've seen. They kind of evoked Arizona a little bit more. So it's going to be interesting how they shoehorn the Incredibles in a little bit more. Is it just going to be the characters, or are we going to see a little bit more in terms of the restaurants? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting because the contemporary rooms are already being started to being refurbed. Excuse me. They've got some of the infamous like cloth that they put on rooms being refurbed. So it looks like it's going to be a small. They're starting small with rooms that are open so that they can actually get done on time. Um, so I think when the Polynesian does open, I wouldn't be surprised if some of like the contemporary reservations get transferred over to an open resort, open spots there, to try to accelerate um, these room refurbs. Because I think they're starting now because they know that in the future it's going to be much harder because demand, I think demand is what's caught them off guard. I think they were thinking, A, at the beginning, a lot of people are going to want to come. So we're going to open this one, this one, this one. And then they had to scale that back. And they pushed a lot of their resorts opening timelines back by like a month or two. But I think we're at a point now where demand is starting to pick up a little bit more than supply for the rooms. So that might be good on the end of opening up all the resorts. But at the same time, it would be the park capacity is not increasing the way that they would like to have at least. But yeah, so I've been on lot for 50 minutes. Um, I always go longer than I think I want to, but so I'm going to end it right here. But I'm going to say, stay tuned. We're definitely going to go live from Walt Disney World Resort on the 15th, late night. So I will actually create the thumbnails. I don't have an All Star Movies picture, or maybe I can borrow one from my brother, see if he has one, or if a relative has one that I can use without them in it. That's the key thing. Or maybe I'll just post a picture of an interior of a room, and we'll just talk about that and just change the thumbnail out. That might be. Or just do a plain thumbnail and then go back and redo it. I don't know. I'm just talking right now. But 15th, I get in at again 9:45, so I'm expecting to be there about 11 o'clock Eastern time, 10 Central. It's going to be a late night stream, folks. It will definitely be a late night stream. So make sure your coffee is ready for that. And then I will do Instagram lives from the park. I can't do YouTube from the park. I don't have a gimbal. B, I don't have 1,000 subscribers. Unfortunately, I could do it through StreamYards, but I'm not I'm not an in-park live streamer. It would just be basically what I could say, quote unquote, test footage. But I'll do some Instagram lives of like character interactions and rides and stuff. I'll Instagram live probably like my walks and my transportation. We'll do a Skyliner one. Oh, I love the Skyliner. But that's kind of like my plans right now. But I'm always a seated in the moment person. So if I don't do as many Instagram lives as I'm playing in my head right now, please understand. That is just me doing my thing. No matter what type of trip it is, I always focus on the trip first, and hobbies take a backseat. But I'm definitely going to take a lot of photos. Some will be posted during the trip. A lot will be posted afterwards. Maybe I can sort through which are the best ones, which are not. More flower and garden content from 2019 will be posted on my Instagram, and my Instagram is not that Matt WW. Follow me there. Stay tuned to Life with Roxana tonight. She has a special live stream. That is basically all I'm allowed to say. So subscribe to her. Get that notification bell, set it to all, and something. Of course, her channel is always magical. Something magical is going to happen tonight. So I will see you there. I'm moderating also for a couple other Disney channels as well on YouTube. Say hi to me on there as well. And I will see you guys in infinity and beyond. Have a great Easter weekend for those of you that celebrate it, or that celebrate Passover. Happy Passover to you guys as well. And if you have great weather out, like for me, I know I have great weather right now. I'm going to go outside and enjoy it. And again, I will see you in infinity and beyond. All right, pushing the button now.